Sex offender behind the wheel, actively taking trips, driving for Lyft. Say it ain't so. We often talk about safety issues concerning us drivers, but this is one where the driver caused harm to someone else. What up, folks? Once again, it is indeed your boy Tim with another ride sharing video. This driver does not drive for Uber. I want you to hear why towards the end of the video, but here's the story.
The lawsuit claims Cam Rosamond was driving for Lyft here on Heights Road in Jupiter Thanksgiving when the car rear-ended another vehicle. A crash that, according to the passenger's attorney, left his client needing back surgery. I checked Cam Rosamond's driving record. The Highway Patrol last year cited him for driving 98 miles per hour on I-95. He pleaded no contest.
That speeding incident happened 6 months before the crash here. But the suit claims that event isn't the only incident that should have kept Lyft from employing Cam Rosamond as a driver.
Cam Rosamond made headlines in New York City from 2015 to 18. The city police department say this is Cam Rosamond running away shirtless shortly after a sexual assault on the subway. I checked Cam Rosamond's background in New York. He's been convicted of 2 sex crimes and a probation violation and spent 2 years in prison before moving to Florida. I emailed Lyft to find out about Cam Rosamond's hiring, if the company conducted a background check. Lyft did not respond. Attorney Scott Smith represents the man suing Lyft. Smith emailed us, Lyft failed my client by sending an unsafe, disqualified, and incompetent driver to pick him up. Smith calling it the direct cause of my client's serious and permanent injuries.
A direct cause of my client's severe and permanent injuries. I love how lawyers talk, suggesting that this driver is the cause of his client's injuries, simply put, because he is a sex offender. Now, I don't necessarily buy that, but you know how lawyers speak goes. Nevertheless, this is indeed a sex offender that was driving for Lyft. Now, they also tied into the fact that he had been given a speeding ticket for driving 98, I believe, in a 65. So that's 30 miles over the limit. That probably should cause you problems being able to be a rideshare driver. It should damn sure cause you problems on your own personal insurance. But I want to give you the story about Uber before the video is up. Now, this driver spent 2 years in prison recently because you see the video from what he was doing in New York, 2015 to 2018. So that's not like super long ago, where he was committing sex crimes, was convicted of committing sex crimes on the subway in New York City. Wow. So he spent 2 years in prison out there. Then he moved to Florida and began rideshare driving, if you want to take this article at face value. But keep in mind, most drivers who drive for Lyft, at the very least, have also put in to drive for Uber, or many of us, we do drive on both apps. I personally have been driving on both apps the whole damn time for over 10 years now. So very few Lyft drivers have not at least tried to drive for Uber, but sometimes we get deactivated and there are issues. And in this case, there definitely is a huge issue for why this driver is only driving for Lyft and he's not driving for Uber. Nevertheless, in this case, Lyft is going to have to come out of pocket. There's no doubt. Even if you take away the sex crimes that this guy has been convicted of and served prison for, the fact that he has a 30 mile per hour speeding violation probably should have kept them from behind the wheel as well. But if I'm correct, Checkar, the company that performs background checks for us drivers, they do the same for Uber and Lyft. Is that correct? Somebody let me know in the comments, but I believe the same company that does background checks for one company does them for both. They do a lot of background checks for gig economy jobs, DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub, all of that shit. I believe this one company covers a lot of that. So why isn't he driving for Uber? Check this one out. This came from the lawyer of the injured party in this case that's going after Lyft. I also was contacted by the other nationwide rideshare company, Uber, who emailed me Cam Ruserman applied to drive for that service in 2023, and that Uber turned him down after a background check. Damn. You know you fucked up when Uber won't even take you to drive for you, but somehow you got by with Lyft. I'll give you two scenarios. One, Uber could be lying about this just to make themselves look better. I mean, because they don't have to show evidence that they turned the guy down. And they damn sure know why the lawyer is contacting them. So they could be making up some shit to save face. For all we know, this driver could also have an active Uber account, and Uber could be lying. I'm not saying they are, but I don't put it past Uber. Remember, they started out saying drivers were averaging $90,000 a year, and Uber's told so many damn lies. I would never take anything Uber is saying at face value. But let's, for shits and giggles, assume what they're saying is true, that in 2023, they denied this driver a chance to drive. Well, that leads to the obvious conclusion. Lyft didn't run a background check on him at all. It's as simple as that. Lyft took the application, I suppose probably stated they were running a background check, maybe charged him to run a background check, but they never did at all. Because these crimes that this guy is allegedly guilty of committing, well, he served prison time for him, so it's not allegedly, he actually did the shit and was convicted of it. Stuff is almost 10 years old. So he should not be driving for Lyft under any circumstance. I damn sure can tell you myself personally, since registering with Lyft back in 2015 or so, I've been told a number of times, we're running a background check on you. I had a couple times where they actually stopped me from driving to wait for the results. And I've never been arrested in my damn life. So they've ran numerous background checks on me, both Uber and Lyft. How he's been driving with something like that out there for almost 10 years is amazing. And by the way, in addition to what he's dealing with now with this accident, he also will likely be facing charges for failing to register as a sex offender in Florida. So this guy definitely should not have been driving. Lyft is going to have to come out of the pockets deep to cover this shit. It is what it is. So I want to point that out to you folks, talking about some of the passengers that watch the videos as well. Y'all ass ain't safe either. We get a lot of passengers in the vehicle that nobody runs background checks on, and bad things happen to the drivers. Well, here's a good example of how it can happen in the opposite direction. And as always, neither the driver nor the passenger has any ability to check into the backgrounds of each other. Uber and Lyft are the only ones that have the power to do this stuff. And as we see here, they often do not follow through. Nevertheless, stay safe. Always pay attention to who the hell you're getting in your car or whose car you're getting into. Keep your weapons on you at all times. You know we advise that. And keep your head on the swivel. It's your boy Tim. Feel free to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.